In Greek mythology, Agamemnon was the king of Mycenae, and the leader of the Greek forces in the Trojan War. He is presented as a great warrior, but selfish ruler, famously upsetting his invincible champion Achilles, and so prolonging the war and suffering of his men. Agamemnon was the son of Atreus and Aerope from Crete, and brother to Menelaus, king of Sparta. He was married to Clytemnestra, with whom he had 3 daughters, Chrysothemis, Electra and Iphigenia. When Helen was abducted by the Trojan prince, Paris, Agamemnon led the Greek expedition to Troy, to take back his brother's wife. Paris regarded her as his rightful reward, for choosing Aphrodite as the most beautiful goddess in a competition with Athena and Hera, at the wedding of Peleus and Thetis. A furious Menelaus then appealed to his brother Agamemnon, to create an alliance force of Greek warriors, and rescue Helen from Troy. Agamemnon formed a force, with cities such as Athens, Sparta, Corinth, Rhodes, and sailed in a huge fleet across the sea to Anatolia. However, as the ships were ready to set sail, Agamemnon upset the goddess Artemis, when he killed one of her sacred stags, and then boasted he was better hunter than the goddess. As punishment, Artemis becalmed the Greek fleet, and only the sacrifice of Iphigenia would appease the goddess, into granting a fair wind to Troy. Agamemnon offered his daughter in sacrifice, and at the last moment, the goddess substituted a deer for the girl, and made Iphigenia a priestess at Taurus. Finally arriving at Troy, Greeks for the next 9 years spent laying siege to the well-fortified city of Troy. The big event was, when the Trojans attacked the Greek camp and set fire to their ships. Things were not going at all well for the Greeks, and Agamemnon was largely to blame. He had upset the Greeks' greatest fighter, Achilles, when he pulled rank and stole Achilles' war booty, Briseis. As a result, Achilles refused to fight. Agamemnon sent Odysseus to persuade Achilles to rejoin the fighting on the promise of tremendous treasure. Achilles refused, and it was only when his great friend Patroclus was killed by Hector, and furious Achilles helped the Greeks regain the war, by killing Hector. The war still continued on. It was only Odysseus' trick of the wooden horse, which allowed the Greeks to get inside the city, which finally brought the fall of Troy. After the end of the war, Agamemnon returned to Mycenae in glory and with his prize, Trojan king Priam's daughter, Cassandra, where Clytemnestra had started an affair with Aegisthus. The two of them plotted against Agamemnon, and killed him, thus Aegisthus becoming the ruler of Mycenae again. Orestes, Agamemnon's son, later avenged his father's death by killing his mother and Aegisthus. However, this caused the wrath of Erinnys, because he committed matricide.